Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. It is Monday morning, man, so we're fixing to get to it. It's 42 degrees, man, so this will probably be about the chilliest morning we've had in a long time, since before the summer. But it's going to be a beautiful day. The list is about $700 today, but I may add some to it. I gotta make a couple of calls. I know that we got the normal ones on this list, minus a couple. All the Bermuda grass. None of the Bermuda grass needs cutting, right? So by the mere fact that it's Bermuda grass, usually means, not always, but usually means there's no leaves either, because Bermuda grass don't grow good in the shade. So yeah, Zach's here, he's on time. Yeah, ready to go for the week. We need a good weekend. I need to get him a good week of work this week, so we should have a pretty consistent week. This month will be pretty good, then it starts getting a little bit dicey. Yeah, after this month, we'll have a little bit of leaf cleanups and stuff right before Thanksgiving. Like I said the other day, well, I don't know what's making the videos or not, man, because, well, I'm all off schedule and stuff, so. And also, another thing too, though, we picked up 2 more properties from one of my commercials, and we did the cleanup over there, and y'all were there, but we haven't done any maintenance on either one of them, and I'm not sure if the owner's going to want us to do the maintenance on it. Well, we're getting to the end of the year, and well, one of them's empty. A lot of times these landlords don't like to, pay when the property's empty, unless they're getting ready to, rent it out or whatever. I just don't like this. I mean, I just don't like the way I have to do things this time of year. I love the weather and I love everything about this time of year, other than the fact that there's a lot of unknowns, a lot more unknowns than what I like. See, one of the customers, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. So one of the customers just texted me. I texted her last night, and she's one of the yards that, could or couldn't today. It ain't gonna. It's a bigger one, and it's one I really like doing, but it takes time. And I would have, considering everything, that we're not doing today, I could have really had Zach come over there and help me with that one. Because see, it takes a long time to do it with one person. 2 people over there can do it in, really, if I could just get Zach to come over there and spend 20 minutes on a mower, that would make a huge difference in that. But see, he's already gone. So if she'd have texted me back last night and told me that what you just told me just now, then I would have planned things totally different, right? One good thing about this time of year, when you're on these yards, you can fly across it, man. You can go pretty fast. I don't know if you can go 12 miles an hour, but you can do 9. I mean, you can go pretty fast. All right, y'all, so these yards are going along pretty fast, man. We are moving right along. Zach is wrapping up the 4 that he was going to be doing. I cut a big one and a little one, and then we're going to meet over here at this one. I'll go on and do some of the detail over here at this one. I wish I had my stick edger. I took it off the trailer because, well, this time of year we don't. But over here we do need to edge it one more time. But I'm gonna go on and I'll just hit it with a weed eater. So when Zach gets over here, he don't have to do all that because the mowing's gonna go pretty fast. And then we got two more after this one. So it's 11 o'clock now. We'll probably be done around 1-ish, I guess. Well, it's just according to how long it takes Zach to get over here. He's still up in Noonan. So, I love this time of year because of the weather and everything, but I hate this time of the year because we're not consistent like I like to be. There's a lot of unknowns, and I don't like that, man. It's just an uneasy feeling that I get when there's a lot of unknowns. I feel like I'm missing something or leaving money on the table somewhere or something like that, So, see, all these yards in here are Bermuda grass, and none of them growing. Some of them are staying green a little bit longer than others. That's because they put chemicals on it. But I mean, these yards look like golf courses. This right here is freaking stupid nice. Nice and green. It won't be nice and green for long. The thing about the Bermuda, sometimes it does a lot of weird stuff, man, when you get to the end of the year. Y'all see how green this one is? Y'all see how green it is? It's nice. You can tell they put sand on it to keep it smooth. But then you look at the one next door right there, and it's not nearly as green. They don't cut a lot off of this one. And it's like that all the way throughout. It's going to be one of the greenest ones here. But most of Bermuda's not that green right now. And he looks like he bags every time. But you see, this one right here, this is pretty green. But you can tell they're starting to lay down. The Bermuda's not growing. See what? I would not park right there if I was you, dude. I guess it's fine. She needs to let me bring the man lift over here, but see, the last couple of years, she's not been spending nothing in the off season. It's just how it is sometimes. But I'm gonna get the edger, the weed eater, and I'm gonna edge this one with the weed eater, man. It's a lot of edging here. Yeah, it could be a pretty good while before he gets here. I've been and done this whole yard before he gets here. But it's on the list, so I gotta do it. Peace out. Now, just FYI, my mechanic is not recommending that I take that truck or I try to buy that truck. He says he personally does not like the 6.0 liter diesels. He said, though, that truck, he's the only one that's ever worked on it, and it's never had any engine problems. But he said a lot of other things that went wrong with it. They just replaced the four-wheel drive pump or something. What else? And it's got some kind of thing going on with it now. I don't know what that code is that it was throwing off, but I probably ain't gonna be wanting to get that truck either. Just creating content, y'all. showing y'all what's actually out here, not what people are saying. There's that truck that I looked at last week. It's sitting out here. Now, I would hate to be the owner of one of them. That sounded backwards. I would hate to be the owner trying to sell one of them 6.0s. Because if you ain't made money with that truck, then you're going to probably take a hit. See, if I buy one and it just lasts me 100,000 miles, I've been done got my money back. If you buy one to run back and forth to your 9 to 5 and all that, well then that's a whole nother. You're not going to be making the money that I make with it. I don't know if that's the right way of looking at things, but that's the way I look at all the equipment that I buy, trucks and everything. You know, what it cost me, and how long it's going to take me to get my money back. So apparently, and I don't know for sure, Zach's probably going to be moving out of Sarah's. So, and he's going to be moving a pretty good ways away. So that's exactly what I'm saying about you never know. You know, if you're me, you never know what kind of help you're going to have or whatever. He's been out here for a while, but if he moves, 45 minutes away one way, then, well, that's gonna, he'll probably, like he was telling me, he'll probably have to find a job around there somewhere. And that's okay as long as I know, that's what it is. Then, as long as I know that, then next year I'm going to be, because I'm not going to be, waiting on a guy to come to work that lives, an hour away or 45 minutes away. I'm not going to want to do that, man. Because there's a lot of things that can happen on the road. And then, when a guy comes and work for you or me, they're working for a check, but I'm also working and I'm investing in them. And if, say, they live that far away and everything goes good the first 6 or 7 weeks of the summer, right? And then all of a sudden it don't go good. They can't get to work or whatever. Then you're out there, you hung out to dry in the middle of the summer when you can't get no help. So if he moves out there, I don't know that he's going to be able to come out here and work. Or if he does, it won't be nothing regular. I don't know. And I don't know for sure if he's moving out there or not. Like I said, there's a lot of shit that can happen in the summertime and the wintertime, when we're not working as much. So, now to me, if I was him, now would not be the time I would be moving. That's just me. Because now is a time where he's not making as much money as he was just 2 months ago. I'm not making as much money either, If I were going to do a move like that, number one, I'm going to save money. I'm going to save my money up before I move. But sometimes the guys that come out here, they can't save money because they can't get past what it costs for them to live and all that, and what they blow and nothing wrong with that, I don't guess, until you get ready to move and you ain't got $1 in your pocket, but you're moving. So I believe that the wheels of the motion, I believe that him moving has already been set into motion because I don't think he paid rent last week. So if that's the case, then that's and that's set in motion, And I'm gonna hate to see Zach go, But, you know, if you're going to go, so I can damn do what I need to do. Because I'm always going to have to, you know, do what I need to do. Be a perfect time for me to pull back, analyze everything, and, you know, reassess what I'm going to do moving forward. You know. And, you know, if somebody moves that far away this time of year, then, I mean, you know, I'm not going to want to create a bunch of work, because I know that at some point in time there's going to be a problem getting to work. I mean, I know that. I mean, there was problems getting to work. You know, there are problems with guys getting to work when they live 3 miles away. Imagine living 35 or 40 miles away, and that's how far it is. It's a nice little trek. You know, it's not impossible, but it's not something that I'm going to entertain. You can't tell nobody where to live. No, you're right, I can't. I ain't trying to. I just know that with the vehicle that a dude has, it's a gas guzzling V8, man. So, yeah. I'm just glad he told me, and I know, because, you know, if you don't tell me, then that's what really upsets me, man. I feel like I can handle a lot, and I feel like I can, you know, deal with a lot and maneuver the business around accordingly, as long as I have the information needed to make the moves that I need to make. Where I am weak at is when guys don't tell me what's going on, and they just all of a sudden quit after I done set up a bunch of work, or they, you know, are not honest about the situation. So, but see, if he moves out there, and it's already set in motion because he didn't pay rent, if he moves out there, then he's not going to be able to work for me, not regular at all. I'm not even going to try it. I'm not willing to even try it. So he might be able to get through this winter, but we won't be working every day or nothing. This gives me plenty of time to find somebody for next year. But see, a lot of things can happen. See, because once he moves out of Sarah's, there ain't no coming back to Sarah's. And in the area that we live in, the property values and and just the overall rent, it's went through the roof in the last 10 years, 12 years. I was talking about all the way through the roof. Where 10 years ago, you might have been paying, you know, $800 was average rent. You know, $1,000. Now, shoot, average rent here is probably $1,700 or so. It is really expensive. He's not going to be able to afford to stay anywhere else around here. And he might find a place that's right outside of our city or whatever that's a little bit cheaper, but I don't think he's going to find anywhere as cheap as he's living right now. But some people gotta, you know, I would have, you know, well, if I'm going to move, I'm going to be in a better spot financially than he is. It's ridiculous, man, to move and not have no money. None. $100 or whatever, you know? That shit baffles me, man. Whenever I was those age, I was trying to buy a house. And I was able to, well, what I did is I stayed at my aunt's house. Minimal rent, you know, and expenses. And I saved up my money for a year. I mean, I literally went to work for the man, came home, sat on the couch, watched TV, and did it again. And then on the weekends, I'd cut grass. And I ended up saving up about $9,000 in a year. And that's the money that I used to buy my house, down payment. Of course, this was right before the market crashed. This was in 2006, 2007. But if I were to have to do it now, it would be a lot harder, I will admit. If my mortgage payment is set, you know, and I mean, it's not. It's 2007 prices. But if you got, and I don't say, I mean, if you got big rent, I don't see the rent going down none. I just don't see it, you know. Not in my city. I mean, they're building, you know, the houses in my neighborhood, and they're not big houses. The houses in my neighborhood, they're renting for, you know, $2,000 a month, $2,100 a month. Now, I don't know about y'all and where y'all live at and all that, but that's a lot of money for a house like what I got. It is. That's expensive compared to what I'm paying. So it's just another curveball that I'm going to have to deal with, and I'm just glad that it you know, that I can see it coming down the pipe instead of having to, you know, because see now what that does, that makes me slow down on generating work. I don't want to generate a bunch of work because I know that at some point in time I'm going to get stuck doing the work by myself or whatever, or I'm going to have to hire somebody, and I ain't really trying to hire nobody this time of year. I mean, I would, well, if my guy were, you know, in good standing and staying where he'd been staying at, then, you know, I can work with that. But if he moves, and it looks like he's, you know, gonna have to move, if he moves, then, I mean, it seems like sometimes these, you know, these guys, they do it to themselves, you know. Sarah's was never a place to live the rest of your life at. Sarah's was a place to where he could just get back on his feet and save money. But that was 3 years ago, and he ain't saved no money. I mean, none. So if you can't save money, man, it's hard to have anything. And he's saying the rent down there where he's going to be moving to is less than or the same as he's paying Sarah. I said, well, have you checked it out? He says, no, I hadn't seen it yet. I might, you know, you ain't even been down there to look at it. Well, you know why I ain't been down there to look at it? Because it's a long ride. It's a long ride. So, you know, I'm going to do what I do no matter what. It doesn't matter. I'm always going to do what I do, man. And this will be another challenge, and I will embrace that challenge. And I will hire somebody else if I have to, if he does actually move. I won't hire nobody right now. I'll wait till after Christmas. And I'll try to put some feelers out between now and then. I really haven't been looking for nobody because I knew we were going into the off season. What's the point? You know. But y'all know what it is. I'm picking up my Sammy, and it's deuces, y'all. Deuces.